language should become the basis of unity. What about those who do not speak this language, they speak other languages? They are the others. We believe, God is the same, but we believe and know the God by this name, and we give expression to our devotion or belief or faith in this particular manner. That should create a brotherly feeling and bring us together. What about those who describe the God by some other name, or who give expression to their devotion in the same God but with a different name? Who are they? They are others. This story of the other is very old. And out of all the civilizations, particularly ancient civilizations, please don't think I'm trying to indulge in self-praise. This is only an attempt to understand, because if we understand this thing, then it will not only be our desire to go to the whole world, it becomes our duty, obligation, that we go, that these Indian values become known throughout the world. Indian civilization and culture is the only civilization which was not defined either by race, by language, by one's faith, or how you give expression to that faith. It is not 150 years when the whole world started changing. We said thousands of years ago, Bharteshu Istriya Purusho, Nana Varna Pirkirtite, Nana Dev Archane Yukta, Nana Karmani Kurvate. The women and men of India, racially, they belong to different stocks. In fact, even this shlok is comparatively new. In the Vedic literature itself, Janam Vibharti Bahuda Vivachasam Nana Dharmana Prithvi Yatokasam. We recognized difference or diversity as law of nature, and therefore any kind of diversity has never become a source of disturbance for us. Rather, we have treated that as a source to strengthen our culture, our civilization. Look at the world today, what is happening? Sometimes when you sit alone after reading the newspapers or watching the TV, sometimes you feel as if the whole world is going to come to an end. 1948, almost every country of the world, they had put their signatures on Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And what is the foundation of the human rights? Dignity of mankind. From dignity of mankind, all other rights flow. Whether it is equality, it is justice, it is every other right flows from the concept of dignity of mankind. After signing that we recognize, acknowledge, accept that every human being is entitled to dignity by birth. Every day we read in the newspapers, these people deserve to be wiped out. These people deserve to be finished. We don't want to see them alive. Why is it so? When you have already, every country has signed the declaration. Why it is so? Because the fact remains that laws can be changed or new laws can be made in a day or in a month or in a year. But it is a Herculean task to change your habits, change your attitudes. That concept of the other still lingers. On the other hand, Indian civilization, what is the defining parameter of Indian civilization? Our thought leaders, whom we call rishis, this we must keep in our mind, that whether it is the power wielders, those who were in seats of power, or military leaders, they have never been ideals of Indian society. The ideals of Indian society, who are the ideals of Indian society? As Swami Vivekananda has said, India has only two national ideals, renunciation and service. Intensify her in these two channels, the rest will take care of itself. So who are our heroes? Our heroes are, in fact, I should say one thing more, because these two ideals, for them, there is a prerequisite. And that has been expressed beautifully by Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. He says, I love India, not because I cultivate the idolatry of geography, not because I have had the good fortune to be born on her soil, but I love India because she has, through tumultuous ages, successfully saved the living words which issued from the illuminated consciousness of her children. This is a knowledge civilization. Word, for us, the important thing is word. So how our culture and civilization was defined? It was not defined by the variable and alienable characteristics like race, language, religious faith. No. It was defined by Atma, soul. The old democracies in the world, much older than us, when they started their democracies, they did not give voting rights to women. When we started after freedom, our literacy percentage was only 17%. But we started with universal franchise. Is it because as human beings we are better than them? No. Basically, human beings are all alike. Then what is the difference? The difference is that of cultural values. Our culture, our values did not permit our leaders to make distinct. I am not saying that we are free from defects. We have done many things wrong. But as far as our cultural legacy, the theory is concerned, in practice we may have gone astray. But as far as the theory is concerned, it's so pure. Just now, Nand Kumarji was kind enough. He spoke so many gracious words about me. My interest in Sanatan is not just academic. Sanatan is my heritage. I am proud of this heritage. Why I am proud of this heritage? Because this is the only culture which has a universal vision, which there is no room for the other in this system. As I was saying, we did not say that women won't. Why they said women will not have the right to vote? Because for many, many long years, they believed that women and black people do not have Atma. And anybody who does not have Atma, we have a right to exploit them. What was our approach, the approach of our thought leaders? Our thought leaders told us that not only, next janam you can be a woman or man or even an animal, bird or even a rock. So how this culture was defined? Atma. When a culture is defined, the invariable and inalienable characteristic. So our thought leaders told us not only that we cannot make a distinction between men and women, but they also told us that we do not have any right to exploit even animals, birds. The environment crisis which we are facing today, what is the root cause? The root cause is that we are instead of utilizing it positively for the benefit of mankind, we are exploiting these resources, and that has created a crisis before the humanity. This is how beautifully and powerfully this declaration has been made. Yada bhuta pirthak bhava mekas samanu pashyati tat eva cha vistaram brahma sampadiyate tada. All these people who are sitting in this hall and outside, which is only an extension, they all have emanated, they all are manifestation of one alone. If we really understand this message of of our great sages and our great books, that I am your extension and you are my extension. I was reading only yesterday. Swami Vivekananda, he says that as long as you will have the feeling that you are, even in the least measure, you are lesser than God, you will be haunted by fear. The moment you realize what the message which Adi Shankar, the great son of Kerala, he also did, remember it, he also did not claim any originality. He merely made this whole, at that time India was politically fragmented into pieces. And this young man from Kaladi in Ernakulam starts his journey, goes all over the subcontinent and establishes 4 mutts. But again, and many a time I have heard people saying that he, by establishing the mutts, he created Indian unity. So buildings do not create unity. Buildings are monuments of power, physical power. It is the monuments of mind which bring change and revolution. What was the contribution of Adi Shankar? He took 4 Mahavakyas from 4 Vedas, and to each mutt he gave 1 Mahavakya. Prajnanam Brahma. The supreme wisdom is the supreme truth. You want to say God? Say God. I am Atma Brahma. This soul is supreme truth. Ahem Brahmasmi. I am the supreme truth. Tattvamasi. And you are that supreme truth. Can there be a better and more effective way to instill in our minds the message of human dignity and equality than this? Swami Vivekananda says, my mission can be explained in very simple words. I want to teach unto mankind. Sir, he did not say Indians. He said what you just now said. Because he realized the need to take this message beyond our borders. So he said, I want to teach unto mankind their divinity and its manifestation in all movements of life. If you have imbibed this message, internalized this message, is it possible, if I do that, is it possible, will it remain possible for me to put my foot on the foot of the other person? Not possible. Many a time we say with great pride that India, even during the time, its heyday, when India was seen by the world as knowledge superpower, we never had aggressive designs. Sir, possibly we might have had aggressive designs, but our culture, the teachings of our rishis did not allow us to violate the sanctity of the other. See yourself in the other person. See Brahma in the other person. We are all spiritually linked. And I have said all these things only to say that despite the fact that we all are signatory to the UN Declaration of Charter of Human Rights, yet we are violating it every day because that age-old concept of the other is still lingering in the minds. India, howsoever powerful it becomes, and you know, when we, Prime Minister is talking about Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat is revival of the glorious India. This is not something new. Because naturally, if we had not erred, why history